Okay, did it work? Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB. We'll applying a cooking spray like Pam underneath your mower deck prevent grass from sticking. First, we need to get a baseline test, and I'm gonna be using my 5-year-old Honda lawnmower. And to start this test out right, I thoroughly cleaned the mower deck with a pressure washer. I made sure to get every single bit of grass that I could see off of the deck. And you can see here that there are some areas where paint no longer exists and corrosion is in its early stages. When I was done pressure washing, I hit it with the leaf blower and then let it sit out in the driveway in the sun for 1 hour. And to fully ensure that nothing remained from the previous test, I wiped down the entire deck with isopropyl alcohol. From there, I went ahead and mowed this 1,000 square foot section of my lawn. All things considered, this was an average mow at about 6 days since its last cut, and it was starting to get a little overgrown, more than I'd like it to be. The lawn was also completely dry. Once I finished mowing that 1,000 square foot section of my lawn, I pulled the mower back into the garage, and here are the results. All right, so that was the baseline mow. Let's bring it in, see what we got. First test, how does she look? So here's our first inspection, and we have grass in our usual spots here. We have the grass glue going all the way around the deck. I'm tempted to say it, but not yet. This stuff is just on there. Right here, this is a typical spot. We have a little bit of grass starting to stick on here. Moving on down, we have some grass right in this edge, which is typical. A little bit here on the contours of the blade. And what do you know, a little bit of grass piled up in this pocket where there's always grass after every mow. We have this all documented. We're gonna go pressure wash the deck once again, clean it, let it dry, and then we'll prep it for Pam. Here we go, round 2 of pressure washing. Let's go. Same procedure as last time, making sure to get the mower deck completely clean, knocking any grass in sight right off. Then I hit it with the leaf blower and let it dry out in the driveway for 1 hour under the sun. Once it was dry, I pulled it back in the garage. We're all prepped for Pam. Let's get it on there. And to help prep this video for the YouTube algorithm, would you mind hitting that like button? Thank you. I also put some cardboard down just in case there's any overspray. Let's take a closer look at the can. Pam Original. We got the OG here. Yeah. Says it's for easy cleanup. We'll see about that. It's 746 servings per container. Damn. Now here's a couple quick bullets of information on the back label. Ingredients include canola oil, coconut oil, palm oil, soy, and silicone. Delivers superior non-stick performance, no sticking, no excuses. Shake well and spray from about 6 inches away. Awesome. I'll have this link down below in the description. Let's go. I'm gonna pull the spark plug to prevent any unwanted startups. Now the only other prep step I'm gonna take is covering our drive belt back here. If any spray were to get on that belt, what could happen is it could cause some slippage, and we don't want that. So we're just gonna cover that up real quick, just like that with a paper towel, and we're good to go. We're gonna shake her up. Now from here, there's really no science to it. We're just spraying and praying. Simple as that. Same procedure as if you're making eggs in the morning and you gotta coat your pan. Just giving everything a quick once over. There we go. Making sure we cover every inch of the deck. Whew, a little fumey here. Every inch there is covered. And we're gonna spray around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. We're gonna give the blade a spray too. Cool. And what's really cool is this application only took about 3 minutes to put on. Another thing to keep in mind here is thin winds, thick sticks, and we don't want this oozing off of here. If it was oozing off of here, it would just be too much product and it would be going to waste. From here, I'm gonna remove the paper towel. Good. We're gonna tip it back and reconnect our spark plug. Done. That only used a tiny bit of that can, and I still have plenty left, so if I want to do further applications, I can keep going down the road with this. Now, if you've ever used cooking spray in your kitchen, you don't usually wait hours for it to dry. It's ready to go the second you spray it on, so there's no dry time. So at this point, we can just go and mow. This is another 1,000 square foot section of my lawn, and for good measure, this is a same-day cut as the previous test with all the same conditions. So if you're ready, I'm ready, let's go mow. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, did it work? Ah, this is interesting, okay. All right, let's start down here with the grass glue. There's definitely less than our previous test. And on the previous test, it went pretty much right down here to the outside rim and all the way around. This grass glue does go about to here and then comes down and around, and it seems to be mainly this thin channel right along the edge. So that's an improvement. Now, if we look up here, this is a token clumping spot, and there seems to be just a little bit, not much, but it's definitely not all packed up on here. You can brush it away with your finger. It's very, very little. If you look at my fingers though, it is kind of oily. This edge here, which is known to collect some grass, you only see a little bit just about here, and that's all. There's about the same amount on the contours of the blades, but down here in the pocket, there's actually less. That's cool. Looking around this blade shroud, there is just a tiny rim of grass caked up around the outside. But all in all, this seemed to work pretty well. Now, a big question here is how much actually remains on the deck after just 1,000 square feet? Well, we have a little bit left over right here, which is definitely noticeable. And there is some in these pockets along this shroud that surrounds the blade. A little bit left here on this edge, but I can definitely feel all that PAM wrapping around that edge. Up here in the rust belt, nothing. That's all gone, completely gone. So it appears that the PAM seems to vanish from the large areas and seems to hang around in the tighter corners. Definitely some interesting results. So does cooking spray or PAM prevent clumping underneath your deck? Yes, to a small degree. It cut down the grass glue by about half, and the pocket at the bottom that normally collects a bit of grass didn't really have any in there. There was a small amount caked up around the blade housing, which was a little bit more than our previous test, but it really wasn't a significant amount. It was mainly just that oil from the cooking spray clumping up with the grass itself. Now, longevity-wise, how long will a cooking spray coat last underneath a mower deck? One mow. No question about it. There was not much left after just 1,000 square feet. Now, will we see long-term protection from this during the mowing season? Well, there is some canola oil in there, which can protect metal. The results speak for themselves, though. This will not last more than one mow. Very much like you're cooking a meal with a pan. You spray the pan, you make your meal, and it's pretty much gone. And hardly any of this remained on the exposed metal that was rusting. Now, is this one of the best products to put on? Probably not for long-term use. But if you had a clean deck and were about to go mow a lawn that was a little bit taller, this could offer you some temporary help and possibly make the deck a little bit easier to clean after. I'll link some options for better long-term protection down below in the description, as well as my video for how to properly clean a mower deck with good, better, and best options. Now, also keep this in mind, there's a lot happening underneath that mower deck. The blade underneath is spinning thousands of times per minute, and the grass is constantly being sliced up. That's a ton of friction under there. Other factors weighing in on this could include the grass being wet, your grass type, grass height, your mower's mowing height, the type of mower that you have, mulching, bagging, side discharging, rear discharging, all of it. All these factors have a say here. Given my situation and from what I experienced, this is a one and done coat. Your conditions and mowing situations may vary and could be drastically different than mine, and that can greatly determine how long it lasts underneath your mower. Now, how does this compare to other products that I've used on this same mower deck? I recently tested fluid film, and PAM seemed to do a little bit better job of preventing grass from sticking than that. I will say this though, fluid film definitely made the deck easier to clean with the pressure washer, and grass literally fell right off. And possibly one of the best coatings I ever put on that deck was slip plate. This is the brush on kind, and the spray on kind didn't last as long. This lasted about 18 mows. Problem is though, it's difficult to find because it's unavailable all the time, and it's super expensive. Now, if I were planning to store this mower away for the winter months and had absolutely no other options available to me, and I had PAM in my pantry, and I wanted to protect my deck from corrosion. Protect your what? Deck corrosion. You could reach in your pantry for PAM and have at it. Technically speaking, it would offer you some level of protection. But if you're concerned about adding calories to your mower, don't worry, there's zero. For more cool garage gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.